Good evening, my frightlings. Come closer. You're just in time. Tonight's story isn't about a shadow in the corner of your eye, or a chill you can't explain away if you tried hard enough. This is the case that slammed doors, hurled furniture, left marks on children. It was seen by police, photographed by journalists, and whispered about by an entire town that learned one uncomfortable truth. Some houses don't just remember the past, they enforce it. This is the true story of the Black Monk of Pontefract. In 1966, the Pritchard family moved into a modest council house at 30 East Drive in a quiet Yorkshire town of Pontefract, England. It wasn't ancient, it wasn't famous, and certainly wasn't advertised as haunted. It was just a home, the kind of place where nothing is supposed to happen. But within days, the family noticed small things. Doors opening when no one touched them, cold drafts moving through sealed rooms, footsteps pacing the upstairs hallway long after everyone was asleep. At first, they laughed it off. Old pipes, settling walls, imagination. Then came the sounds beneath the floorboards, scratching, dragging, something pacing directly under their feet. And then, one night, a voice, low, angry, unmistakably human. That's when the house stopped feeling empty. What followed wasn't subtle. Furniture began to move, not tip, not slide accidentally. Move with intention. Chairs were shoved across the rooms. Drawers emptied themselves onto the floor. Heavy objects lifted and then thrown, sometimes across multiple feet of space. The children were targeted. One daughter was reportedly pulled from her bed by unseen hands. Another was slapped across the face while standing alone in her bedroom. Marks appeared. The family called the police, and this is where the story stops being easy to dismiss. The officers didn't scuff, they didn't leave, they stayed. And while they watched, objects moved on their own. Knocks answered questions. Official reports were filed. Soon after, journalists arrived. Photographs were taken, including one infamous image showing what appeared to be a dark, hooded figure standing at the top of the stairs. Tall, solid, watching. The press called it a poltergeist. The locals called it something else. As researchers dug into the history of the land, an unsettling picture emerged. The house stood on land once occupied by the medieval Clunic monastery. Monks had lived there centuries earlier. Records spoke of at least one monk who committed crimes so severe he was punished, executed, and buried without rites. A man denied forgiveness, denied peace. Locals whispered that his spirit never left. They called him the Black Monk. The entity at 30 East Drive began to respond when spoken to. It didn't plead. It didn't confess. It expressed rage. It identified itself not as a lost soul, but as something wronged. The activity became more violent, more personal, and then, after years of disturbance, it stopped. No explanation, no resolution. The family eventually moved out. New tenants moved in. Some reported strange occurrences, others didn't. But the house never fully escaped its reputation. To this day, 30 East Drive is still known as the most haunted house in Britain. Not because of rumors, but because too many people, professional, officers, journalists, saw too much to deny it. People like their hauntings tragic, a lost soul, a mistake, a misunderstanding. But the Black Monk wasn't asking for sympathy. It wasn't confused. It was angry. And maybe that's the part where we don't like to talk about. Some places aren't haunted because something died there, but because something was never forgiven. And forgiveness, my frightlings, has always a way of lingering when it's denied. If you enjoyed stories history tried to bury, follow the channel, subscribe for more, because some things don't rest quietly. They wait.